Hi everyone, hope you're all doing great, and today we are going to discuss about motherhood. And what is motherhood? We have a young mother who is here, who will be our guest today, and she's going to educate us about motherhood, her experience on being a mother at a young age. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel at Ruth Makoha 3115. And without further ado, let her introduce herself and tell us what she's doing. Karibu.
So hi guys, I'm delighted to be on this channel to talk to you about motherhood, anything in between, struggles, triumphs and all. So my name is Betty Kudu.
Okay, so Betty, first I would love to ask you, were you prepared to have your first kid? Was it, were you prepared, or it just came as an impromptu?
First and foremost, I've been raised in a family of many people, so I know I just enjoyed the company. Like, we are 5 girls, 1 boy, so you can imagine I'm the second born. So when it came to me, I knew by the time I'm getting to 25 I must have a kid. That was the time I was 22. That's when I got my first kid, who's 4 years right now. And yeah, I was prepared. It was something that was prepared.
Okay, and what were the challenges? Like, did you by any chance lose yourself? Like, okay, you are prepared, but I know after you give birth, then you're called Mama Flani. Now, like, you're losing your title, your first name Betty, and now you are Mama Flani. Like, did it affect you?
Oh, yes, it did. I'm at 22. This is the time I'm trying, exploring and everything. And at that particular moment, I was in school, and I'm pregnant. I'm juggling school, pregnancy, and family. And also, I was still kind of at home. So, as a first-time mom, you don't know what to do. And then everybody is telling you, you can do this, you can do this. This will work, this will not work. But I was still in a career where I could figure things out. I was doing nursing course. So I kind of knew some things. But trust you me, in the middle of it, I forgot about myself completely. And then for me, it didn't sink down that, wait, you're a mom. It didn't sink at all. Yes, I had people helping me around and all, but trust me, I lost myself in between. By the time I was getting to now know that, hey, you can be a mom and then you can be yourself. It was when my daughter got to 2 years. That's when I started finding myself.
Like, did you lose friends? Because pregnancy comes with a lot of things. First, you need to be matured. Now you'll not be Betty. Now you'll be someone's mother, and maturity is something that can really, like, did it affect your friendship, your relationship with yourself, your friendship, your relationship maybe with your spouse? Like, did it affect it?
Definitely, it did. As a first-time mom, trust me, you're going to lose people. You're going to lose friends, because now the time that you guys used to hang out, it's no longer there. We are not focused on this kid, and at some point, if you have a husband or a spouse or a boyfriend, you'll find yourself more attracted to the kid than them. So that kind of happened also. So it's up to you guys to juggle it. But I did lose a lot of friends, and I had to lose these people to make things happen on my side. And then also I have to focus on myself. I have to focus on the need of the kid, and the family. I definitely lost a lot of friends.
And how do you balance, like, you being a career person, having a family, and having 2 kids as of now? How do you balance that?
That's a good question. I believe once you're in marriage situation, you learn every other day. But at some point you're going to lose yourself. You are prone to be on maybe your kid's side or your side or the husband's side or all. But juggling has been way crazy. So on one thing. So I told myself I'm not going to force myself. Again, there's postpartum depression.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask you the same question. Like, did you undergo postpartum depression?
Yes, I did. Funny enough.
And how did you realize, like, Because a lot of women, they don't realize when they're undergoing
Yeah,
postpartum depression.
Again, as a nurse aide, I when I was around 6 months, hospital was like, you can't do. The pregnancy was crazy. First, I had a crazy
That's your
pregnancy.
second kid.
My first kid. It was crazy. I was battling with issues to do with blood, and then the pregnancy from day one till the end was crazy because I was back and forth to the hospital. So by the time I'm giving birth, I had not maybe sat down and just analyzed everything that went through the pregnancy part. The pregnancy was way crazy. It was like every other week I'd go and to the hospital. They just add some water on my body because I didn't have water. Yeah, like 2-3 pints, and then back and forth with the blood. Sometimes they suggest go for blood or whatever. It was crazy. So by the time I'm giving birth, now I felt like, okay, I'm going to relax. By the time I'm giving birth, I ended up with some complication. It was a normal delivery, but I ended up with some complication. So 1 month down the line, that's when we realized. I go back to the hospital, then they trace back the history and they realize, wait, I think we made a mistake somewhere. So they start me on another medication. So that plus a girl, I think nobody prepares one to give birth to a girl. Boys are very easy. Girls, this baby was sick back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I have very strong medicines because I have an issue with myself and then with the blood and everything. Yes, I got support, but by the time I'm factoring this all out, sleeping late, I ended up having the postpartum depression, but I didn't realize till later. Now, I was battling this, I just felt it was stress. Wait, it's normal. When people give birth, it's stressy. You have to factor.
That's what people tell you.
That's what people tell you. But until you go through it, that's when you realize. So I realized I had postpartum depression when the baby was turning 1.
Wow.
Yes, 1 year old. Because now I felt, wait, it's too much. Not that I didn't. You see, when people have postpartum depression, they tend maybe to hate the baby. You feel you don't love yourself. Your body has changed. There's a lot going on. Everybody is about the kid, not about you.
Yeah.
I am used to me not having bellies, and now everybody's like, hey.
Like your body has adapted to another.
Yes, you
another
have
style.
a big body and you have a big belly. At our home, we are free. We tell each other as it is. Hey, you have a big belly. And it started going. It just triggered. I think it just triggered everything. And then after that day, I got myself just not wearing dresses anymore. I'm not wearing t-shirts. I'm wearing baggy t-shirts.
Because you don't want your tummy to protrude, like
I don't
you don't want people to see.
And then nobody is checking up on me in terms of friends and all. I just realized that, wait, the circle that I'm in is just me, my family,
And your spouse and your kid.
yes, we just us. But nobody is checking up on me. Only few people remained, and then it's trading down. I have medicine. I am struggling to sleep. And by the time we're going to the hospital, the doctor is like, how are you? Because first she looked at me because we had, before I started the same hospital, then I gave back to the same, so they knew my history. We had a rapport. Then she looks at me like this and she's like, Betty, you're here today for what? For clinic or for yourself? I'm like, for myself. Why do you look like this today? I had worn a very baggy t-shirt and some sweatpants.
Yeah.
And she's not used to me like that. And she was like, what's going on? Come, let's talk. And she's like, how do you sleep? What do you eat? Who cooks for you? Do you do the clothes? I'm like, no, actually, I don't do anything. I'm just
But you
like,
find it difficult to sleep.
so what's up? And she was like, you might be having postpartum depression.
Yeah.
Maybe you've not accepted it. And then the other thing was I didn't want to accept I can get postpartum depression. Because back in my head I'm telling myself, people get depression and the people were not helped. They're struggling.
They're stressed up, yeah.
But me, I'm helped and there's nothing that I'm actually doing. And she's like, I think you're struggling to even accept you have it. But you do have postpartum depression. So what we do, I'm going to give you, she gave me some medicines to help me sleep. And then she was like, do this, do this, do this. I got help, trust me. And by the time I'm getting out of it, it was way later, maybe when my daughter was turning to 2 years. That's when I was like, you know what, I'm a mom, I don't care.
Now you accepted the reality.
Yeah, I had to, because it reached a time, you see, everybody's life continues.
Yeah.
Everybody's life continues, but you as a mom, you've been there with that kid. It's you to factor out everything, and then there's something else that everybody always assumes. If you have a spouse, they're going to help you through it. But these guys don't know anything about motherhood. Even if they were raised in a family, sometimes you will think they assume, but funny enough, they don't know anything to do with these kids. Unless you teach them the day this and this is done, you'll end up assuming. Also, that is a top up to the pressure that you have. So I had, so I had to just accept. You know what? I have a kid. I don't care. It's either you take it or.
Like, how about your second pregnancy? That was the first one. Oh, first, before we go to your second pregnancy, like after the doctor realized that you had postpartum, did things flow the way you expected?
If I tell you things did flow like straight like that, I'll be lying. Because first, I tend to believe postpartum is like mental health.
Okay.
So it starts with you accepting you have it. Then now you want to work on it. So by the time I was getting out of that hospital, I was like, first I was shocked because how do they even realize?
And you didn't realize yourself?
Yeah, like, Connie, how do I look?
I can imagine.
For this
yeah.
To realize, wait, there's something wrong. Yes, they gave me the medicine and I had to first accept I have it. Then at this particular point, I was taking lots of medicine, and so in between everything, I started now learning. I wanted to go to online. I searched.
By the way, I learned something that when you're a first-time mom, you do a lot of research.
Yes, you do a lot. You see, when you're pregnant, you do a lot of research on the baby. You forget there's postpartum. You don't research on it. So I gathering information and all. I started doing research on food. Which food make you feel relaxed? Which food? Again, I was struggling with breastfeeding. So that was another thing. But after sometimes it just worked. Again, if you have a support on your side, everything is going to flow, but not immediately. It takes time. So yeah, I had to accept I have postpartum depression. I had to accept that I have a kid and life is never going to be the same. So it's me to just buckle up and just go as things flow. But eventually it did work, and I was so happy. That's why up to now, by the way, when I'm in a group of women and they have kids or pregnant, I always talk about postpartum depression because I experienced it, and trust me, it's not a very good thing at some point because it just mess up the mental health.
And how about your second pregnancy? It was smooth, right?
It was so smooth. So it was so smooth. I didn't have any issue with blood. Yes, I experienced, but from the first pregnancy, by the time I was getting to second pregnancy, I knew what I'll do. So
what you expected.
I made sure I ate well. I ate food rich in iron. I took medicine to boost my blood. I drink water, and I go to work. And it was very smooth up to deliver. Yes.
So, like, what are the challenges of bringing up the two kids? Like, I know some people say that being a mother, that's the best feeling ever. But sometimes there's some challenges that parents face. So, like, I'm sure you've faced some of the challenges. So, maybe you can share.
Let's start from the fact that kids are different. The way you raise the first kid is not the way you're going to raise the second kid. What you experience with the first kid is not what you're going to experience with the second kid. It's been way so different. With the first kid, I really did struggle a lot. hospitals, medicines.
Betty, don't you think that your age also mattered a lot? Considering you got pregnant at 22 years old, you're a first-time mom, you're struggling with your career, like maybe building you're still at school. So like maybe, don't you think that maybe it affected also the journey?
Definitely it did affect. Definitely did affect. But with the second kid,
It's
been smooth.
Now you're matured enough.
Yeah, I know what to do. You can't tell me this. I know this and this is what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm not supposed to do this. I know, like, when you're first time mom, you're just out there in the world. You don't know what you're going to meet. But with the second kid, and then there's a saying that when you're pregnant with boys, it's way easier than girls. I think I should accept. With the boys, it's been easy. Like even with the labor and delivery.
Your second kid is a boy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So even with the delivery and the labor and delivery, way different. With the first kid, I went to the hospital and it was Corona time. It was a struggle. They are there. They want to do. They were not sure if I should give birth to normal or CS. Because again, it was a struggle all through. So they were looking for ways which they can save me and the kid. But I struggled with the first baby. With the second one, I started laboring at around 11 at night. I stayed till morning. I've not told anybody, by the way. I'm just
really?
there. Yeah, I woke up, packed my hospital bag, and actually did a YouTube video while I was in labor.
But did you realize that you're in labor?
Yes, I did. I did.
Personally, when I was in labor, I thought I had cramps.
This is what happened. I started going to labor, and then I realized, wait, this pain is not going away. So I started counting. I started counting the minutes apart from which I'm feeling pain. And then by the time it's around 12:10, that's when I realized, wait, this is labor.
This is labor.
So I woke up, did a YouTube video, packed my hospital bag, went to so I waited till 10. 10 is when I'm walking to the hospital.
10 in the morning?
Yes, 10 in the morning. I get to the hospital, the doctors are like, because it's Christmas, everybody's at home. The only place this hospital is open is the maternity wing. They're like, what do you want? What do we do for you? Have you come for clinics? I'm like, I'm in labor. They're like,
no, you're not.
You're not in labor. We are
used to you. People screaming by the way.
They're used to you coming here and laughing at us. You're not in labor. I'm like, I'm in labor. So they were like, you know what? We're not going to register you. Let's just go and see how far. Then the doctor is like, you are 8.5 centimeters. So like, how did you walk?
Oh my God.
I'm like, I walked. So immediately I get to the hospital. Immediately I get to the hospital. They just prepare everything and then I deliver. So I have to bring me the hospital back. Because I've already delivered. I've already delivered. So yeah, it was that smooth.
Okay.
No complication, no nothing. Like no nothing. The kid has been healthy. No hospitals back and forth.
And breastfeeding?
By the time I get into second baby, I knew I struggled with breastfeeding a lot. So this is what I did. I did that I didn't do with the first pregnancy. I invested in soup. I cook my own soup at home. Every other day I make sure I have soup. I have bone soup. I have.
That was during your pregnancy or after you delivered?
After, before you don't take the soup a lot. After I've delivered, that's when we make sure I have soup, because that's the only thing that worked. Tea did not work. Did not work. Porridge, people they tell you.
Yeah, porridge.
People are different. Like you drink porridge, it's going
chocolate.
to work. No, it didn't work. For me, soup worked. So I make sure I have soup broth. I have vegetables. I drink lots of water. Though I'm not a water person, but I had to. And it has been smooth. Only that the baby's breastfeeding way more than the girl.
It's a boy. What do you expect?
So, yeah.
Oh, that's good. So, what would you tell young people, young mothers, or young people that are aspiring to be mothers, or mothers as per se? Like maybe you have mothers that are struggling with postpartum depression. Maybe you have young girls that in future they want to have kids. Maybe you have young girls at your age, like at the age that you got pregnant, maybe 22 years, 20 years, maybe they're pregnant and they don't know what, like, how would it be like? What would you tell them?
First, it starts with do you want to have the kids?
Mm-hmm.
At what age do you want to have the kids? Me, I know if I have kids earlier, then I'm going to raise them, then I'm going to focus with something
Career,
else. Yeah. And do you want, what do you want first? And is your pregnancy planned or it just happened? Because that's now something else. So if you want kids, go ahead and have kids. But I'll really advise young girls, whether you have a spouse or not, whether you have somebody to help you, invest, save as much as you can before you have that kid. Even if you have that support, make sure by the time you're giving birth to this kid, you yourself can raise that kid without having any support. So that when they're supporting you, it's an added thing in your life. But having kids, you can never plan at the end of the day also, because these kids are very expensive.
It's expensive raising
It's
kids.
really expensive. If you calculate the amount of money you've spent from these kids from even before they were born, it's way very expensive because, like for example, when you're pregnant, there are pills that you take.
Yeah.
How much is that? Around 1,500 if you have complications like I did. The medicines were 1,500 a can. And how long do they last? Maybe a month.
You have to take them every month.
Every other month. So it's very expensive. So first, save up as much as you can and then plan. If it's possible, just plan for that baby, so that even your mental state is it goes along with whatever you're planning. And then seek advice from the right people. Don't go asking somebody who had a kid, by the way, how do I deal with this? How do I deal? No. If you go to that clinic is meant for you to ask everything that you want. Anything that, even the silliest thing. Go sit there with that doctor. Make sure you ask them everything that you really need to know. Let them advise you. And if you're in a position that you can even go to Lamans, it's called Lamans, a clinic for women who are pregnant that's preparing them to give birth, so that they massage you, they teach you how to take care of the baby, they teach you how to wash the baby, they teach you how to be good to yourself and all. If you can go for those classes, then mingle also with moms who are pregnant. Let them share the experience with you, and far and foremost, don't forget yourself. Really try your best, don't forget yourself.
Some people, they tend to forget themselves, even
Completely.
Taking a shower, it's a big deal.
Completely. Once you get a baby, you change how you dress, you change it. No, don't forget yourself.
Okay.
Really don't. Try it's very easy. You're easily going to lose yourself. But try your best not to lose yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Betty. I'm so happy to have you. And please just tell people like where they'll find you in case they want to ask questions, and also tell them about like what you're doing.
Oh, at the moment, you can get me at Betty Mapesa. You can just search. It will just bring the whole world. Subscribe. If you've not also subscribed to your channel, she does very good content for your information. If you've never known, subscribe to both channels. And also you can reach out to her, let her know the type of topics that you want her to talk about, and then she's going to bring you some guests. So yeah, I think I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching us, and please subscribe, as Betty said. Yeah, have a blessed week. Bye-bye.